Today we're going to continue our study of one-point perspective buildings in the design of your city street. So let's get started. Last time we met, we had started sketching out our basic building shapes. And now you get to add the details. I also want to mention, I had forgotten in the video to add the bottom curve of this sidewalk. So I'm just going to finish that up. I'm going to just draw a little vertical line. Little horizontal line. This is basically a long rectangle, and line that tiny corner up with my vanishing point. Okay, so my sidewalks are done. Now remember, I always suggest to sketch lightly so that when you need to erase, because there will be a lot of erasing, it will be easier for you. So you should have a worksheet that should give you some ideas. Maybe you want to think of some logos that exist for your buildings or make up your own. Maybe you want to think of some stylized and different styles of doors and windows, as well as some objects you might see in a typical street. So in thinking of each building, there should be a door for each building, and typically I would put a door on both sides, but that's up to you. So you want to make sure you have a door and plenty of windows. Buildings aren't just going to have one or two windows. And think of what logos you want. So in the sample I had done, I really didn't get too much done, but you could see I did this common logo you should recognize, this Apple logo. Maybe you want to use those type of logos you see. Maybe you want to make up your own. I think about local businesses like Paradise Cream and their clever use of the word Paradise Green. Paradise, they took the word paradise and split it in half, and they used the rest of the word paradise and made it ice cream. So maybe you want to be clever in what you title your building logos. Maybe you want your name to show up in part of your logos. Maybe if I was doing mine, maybe I'd want an art shop. So maybe I'd do like a big paint palette. There's so many options, and I really would like this street to be something that is personalized and something you like. So I might start with the doors. When you're drawing your doors, I'm going to still use that ruler. That tool is great because thinking like an architect, you want to use those tools that help you make those straight lines. So if you notice, I'm making double lines for my door. And you might be wondering why that is. Think about the framing of the door. A door is not just a simple solid rectangle, but there's a frame around doors. And you can look around the classroom or wherever you are, you should see windows and doors have frames around them. Okay, so I'm not going to make this a single door. I'm going to have it be a double door. And then you want to think about looking at this. Do I want to have some of these little options, these panels? So then I would use a ruler to do those types of things as well. One trick in doing multiple windows is if I hold my ruler down horizontally across, I'm going to go one line, two lines, three lines across, so they're all on the same level. I'm going to slide that ruler down horizontal. I'm going to do below it one line, two lines, three lines, so they're all even and it looks neat. And then I'm going to do my verticals. Okay. Now I also have to make these windows framed, which I have not. So you could do your double lines inside of it. You could add 4 window panes if you want, window drapings. Maybe you could have little plants in the windows, maybe a little cat peeking out or a bird in a little bird cage looking out. It's up to you. Have fun with the details. So I'm making my frames. Now, if I was going to use this Apple logo, obviously this building needs more windows, but is the logo going to be here, or is it going to be a billboard on top of the building? Is the logo going to be here on the side? It's kind of up to you. I also added something like a garbage can, so maybe I want to look at these objects. What do I see? Are there manholes? Maybe I want to add an oval manhole in the street. Stop signs, maybe you want to make some broken lines, crossing walks. don't know, you want lanterns are pretty nice, maybe a bench. It's up to you. But if I do something like a garbage can, I want to think about where that garbage can would be. So if it's, because the garbage can wouldn't be in the middle of the sidewalk, it might be right here, closer to the edge of these two buildings, ending here. Then I would have to erase that part of the building. So you have to think about where you'd like to strategically place things and where they're going to overlap. Okay. And then after you spend some time decorating all of these buildings and maybe your street name and what have you, you might want to think about making it look more finished before you begin to add color. I used this Sharpie pen, this ultrafine Sharpie pen, to carefully trace over my edges when I'm ready. But that would be the last thing you do after you finish your sketching. And you could even use the Sharpie pen if you wanted with the ruler, just being very careful. It does give a more finished look. So just take your time, looking for neatness. I'm looking for your creative ideas in designing your own street. And then we will move on to coloring. Have a great day. See you soon.